Angel did not almost forget the name of the show again. That's never happened to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now you got me laughing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum. I thought I would take an opportunity while I was by myself to kind of do, I haven't fully, this is off the cuff, I just decided to do this literally 2 seconds ago, so I have no idea what I'm going to call it. We're going to say maybe like a check-in, an update, whatever. So take a second to breathe with me. At the first of the year, I got really amped up because I had all these things I really wanted to get back to doing. I really want to get back to doing Cursed Beings and the Coffee Crypt and the Influentials and the top 5, list that we were doing. And we've got our lives and we've got all these things that we want to focus on and do. And I've got the book side of things as well. And God knows I'm dying to get gaming stuff, people to be interested in that, because it's like one of my favorite things that I do for the channel. And so we started out the new year with all of these hopes and expectations. Now, many of you who have been watching along for a while, or maybe who know me on a slightly more personal level, know that my partner and I combined households about 2 years ago. And when we did that, it changed a lot of my scheduling things, because it wasn't just me hanging out at my house by myself after my youngest went to sleep at like 7:30, where I had hours of time where I could do content, and I didn't really have a lot of other things to do to keep me busy. Especially when I really needed to be busy, because I've had struggles with jobs my whole life. And so that job that I was in previously was really straining. And so I really dove into content. I was pumping out, I was recording 4 to 5 times a week. And when we first moved in, I tried to do that, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work when you have a family, or God knows, a partner you're madly in love with and you want to spend time with. So it's, I had to make that adjustment. And, quality time is my partner's love language. It's important to me. It's important for us to make that time. A lot of parents don't do that. They don't make time for their relationship, and we just aren't like that. So, and that means like night times when things get quieter, that's our time together. So I backed off of recording so much to prioritize my family and my partner and me, and having something to do that didn't feel, so labor intensive, because God knows I hate editing. But long story short, I cut back quite a bit. And I kind of began to limit myself to once a week. If I just record once a week, then that's a reasonable amount of time. Do you know how fucking hard it is to get out this much stuff when you record once a week? It's insanely difficult. And so I had the idea to do March Madness with Albert. And I kind of told Mike, I was like, I think it's going to tie me up all month. And then we had this great opportunity to record with Emma and Angela for the Beldam. And then on top of that, like now, Mike's done with Horror Hound. We've got to do Found Footage Fridays, and we got to make sure we're staying on top of Patreon, which we haven't been. And there's all these things, and the desire to do them is there. The excitement about content is there. What has happened recently, aside from the state of real world issues that affect me and my partner directly, deeply, and are affecting many people who may watch this, is it can be a little difficult to be creative, to feel creative, to not feel so drained all the time. And I'll, on the off chance that somebody from my job catches this, I'm going to be very, very warm in the way that I choose to say this. I say it every time: when the love of your life calls, you got to answer. So in short, work has been exhausting lately. Nobody knows where I work or the people I work with, but it's been very, very hard lately. And I realize that I have a secret project I'm working on that I haven't been working on. I have a book that I'm working on that I'm very excited about. I'm like 10 chapters in. I'm getting great feedback from beta readers, and I'm amped about it. Mental health take 2, as if I needed a validation for the whole reason I was even doing this video. And I don't even remember where I left off in the other one, if I'm honest. The last month, give or take, has just been very hard. In the last week alone, my cat's been sick with a pretty bad urinary thing. We were involved in a hit and run on Friday. I'm coming off a week of 4 migraines, and that's just the last 6 days, y'all. here's the thing, like, I believe in being very honest about the state of things. And I need to be clear because I do think it's important for me and for other content creators to sort of understand and stand on this. We don't owe people explanations when there's dips in things or things are going on. Now, if you're a Patreon member and something gets messed up, guarantee you I'm going to fix it. But I don't have to come on and explain my entire life story about why I haven't been promoting like I should be and why I haven't been doing this and why I haven't been doing that. And I think it's important to note that nobody owes anybody that. But I more do these because I want to be transparent and I want other people to see that this is an okay thing to do. So we just had a book come out March 6th. And in the weeks that followed, I did a pre-order thing prior to that. And I had a couple people order them last minute. And then we were going to send our ARC reader a copy. And then I had some stuff I needed to send Tasha. Anyway, long story short, it's taken forever to get that stuff out. Mailing issues aside, I don't feel like I'm promoting like I need to be. It's been really difficult to find the energy to want to do content. And I think that it's important to acknowledge that two things can be true at once. You can be in a rough spot mentally or dealing with anxiety or real life things and still have the passion to do content creating, but maybe just not the bandwidth. And so I think that that's an important distinction because, coming into the new year, I wanted to do so many things and I do limit myself. And I've talked about this before. And I think I did touch on this in the first part of this that have already played. But, when you're like, nobody's getting paid to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, we not anyway, because y'all won't go watch all of our videos. So we are nowhere near monetization. And I've been doing this for 5 years. And is it disheartening? 1,000%, because I see like skis bag creators that become monetized their first 2 years. And then 6 months after that, they're like, oh, actually, they're like a piece of trash. And I'm like, yeah, go figure. Meanwhile, we're busting our asses over here, voices, and we just cannot get there. And it's not that I'm ungrateful. I just would love to be able to not have to worry about things outside of content impacting content. But content aside, okay, I have a top secret project I'm working on that there's a little nod to. Actually, I'll do a little plug. I was featured in Women in Horror by Don Anelli's. He runs like a website and he does like blogs and stuff and articles and interviews and stuff. Anyway, I was featured in that, and there's a little nod to something in the works in that interview, so you should go read it. And I have a book I'm trying to finish before the end of the year that's very near and dear. And I was like, boom, 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 getting it done, in the story, invested, writing nonstop. And then things at work went south, and nothing like I didn't lose my job, not yet anyway. But things got really rough, and they're not better. If I'm honest with you, they're just not. I don't know when they will be. Hopefully soon, because I'm exhausted. But I just haven't written anything. I haven't worked on anything in weeks at this point. And it doesn't matter how angry I am. It doesn't matter that I say, I'm not going to let them take that away from me. I can't control it. It's exhausting to be creative. And a lot of times, if you're not there, if you're not in the headspace to be creative, it's really difficult. And I think my point in saying all of that is to let you, anybody watching this who has ever felt this way, to know that that's totally fine. And it's normal. And I think that's worth talking about on some level. Like, I don't know. I'm in this place where, like, y'all ever get put in a situation where someone's like, oh, it's not the right thing to do. And you're like, I'm kind of too old to be doing the right thing. I'm just going to do things that make sense to me. Right. That's kind of where I'm at with my life. Hence, hair dye and new tattoos. And I'm just trying to like enjoy my life. And there's just these things that get in the way, like a 9 to 5. And so I just feel like in general, I've been failing a lot at the content stuff. So I sort of want to apologize in the sense that it is still important to me. And if you did content with me and you feel like, well, damn, this bitch didn't share anything, I'm sorry for that. It's just because I don't have the bandwidth right now to even remember to do it. Like I'm forgetting the most ridiculous things. And it's so frustrating. But I think it's just because there's all these other things. And even if they don't seem like they're bothering you, like in the front, they're there and they are fucking bothering you, dude. It's okay. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to give yourself space and grace. And anybody who gets mad or tells you otherwise is just not meant to be part of the equation. And that's just how I feel about that. There's also been some stuff going on in the horror community, and I'm genuinely not going to dive down this rabbit hole because I'm just not. I've said this before on my Twitter video that got a lot of really stupid comments. I want to be very clear that if you voted for the sitting president, you're not welcome here. I don't want to hear, you could still be friends. You voted against my interest, like 1,000%. This is not a policy issue. This is not a political issue. This is a morality issue. Because in case you don't know, the definition of morals, right, and politics are very different. And the people in all across this has been a common thing. This has been like this since 2016. But it's like people like my family or people who like we disagree. They're like, oh, but it's just politics. It's not, bro. There are people dying in the streets, murdered in the streets in front of you. And you still think it's just politics. And I struggle with that. And so I just need to remind you that like, if that's the way you lean, you can lean up on out of this content because it's not for you. This is for people who believe in human rights and equality, people who do not carry bigotry or hatred or racism or sexism or transphobia in their hearts. If you have those things or you question, oh, maybe I do have this, this is not the place for you. You're not welcome here. And I'm not carrying a line of neutrality. I'm not. I live in a queer life. Like I am a queer woman. I have discussed my partner numerous times. My co-host is a queer person of color, and you are not welcome in our spaces if you do not love and cherish and appreciate people that look and exist like us. You're just not. And I think that I mentioned this and I did a little short video about community stuff a while back, weirdly about something very similar that's been going on. But my biggest thing is we have lost like critical thinking skills. I'm a content creator at the end of the day. You can watch videos of me. You can interact with me on social media. But if you see me pop off with some crazy shit, please question it. Do not ever just blindly follow people because they have a following online. I got interrupted because that's life. Which is fine. Please stop blindly following and listening to people. I need you guys to use your brains. I can't. Anyway, I just wanted to do an update. I wanted to kind of address the fact that, like, I know I've been slacking. I did not get up our early Found Footage Fridays episode for this past week. And to make that up to Patreon members, I am going to do a bonus Patreon exclusive Found Footage movie review on a movie that I think it just came out on Found this month. I can't remember. I think that's right though. But anyway, it's a movie that we're not going to cover on the channel. So I just thought I could do like a quick one for to just kind of make it up to you guys. So you'll get an early access video this week and a bonus Patreon exclusive Found Footage movie review in lieu of the fact that I dropped the ball last week and didn't get the episode up early. Again, last week I had 4 migraine days in a row. So life gets a little crazy. The movie I'm going to cover for the Patreon exclusive for Found Footage tier is The Abduction of Sal Bedford. I couldn't remember the last name. Sal Bedford. It's a female written and directed found footage movie about a documentary filmmaker who is making a move from doing reality TV to trying to help a woman solve a case that happened with her husband on a night when he kind of disappeared for a while. And then when he came back, he was different. So the review for that will be uploaded Wednesday with the early access episode for Found Footage Fridays. And that's going to be a take 2 from Mike. Yeah. Anyway, so, and I like this, you know, like I said, we were involved in a hit and run on Friday. So I was just not up to doing our live for our final bracket for March Monster Madness. I'm working with Albert to come up with a way to do a video so we can still announce the winner. So that will be coming. But I just think in general, I just believe in being honest. And I don't want people to either worry. If you care enough about me to worry, I appreciate it. But also like, I just don't want people to think I'm just like slacking and not doing anything. Cause it really is difficult when the things in your day-to-day life, like I have to go to work 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. Like if something negative is going on there, there's no way it's not going to impact everything else. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, my cat's not doing well. He has a vet appointment on Wednesday, so I think it's going to be okay. But it's just one of those things where it's like life just does not let up. And I was joking with my partner, not really joking so much as like making a statement about my life. But I feel like I'm just so used to bad shit happening that like it almost doesn't even really faze me anymore. Like obviously it affects me. But like after we got hit on Friday and I pulled off to the side of the road, she was like, "Are you okay to drive? Like, are you okay? Do we need to just sit here for a minute?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine." Somebody just fucking hit our car and booked it. And I'll never get justification. Like, I'll never get anything out of that. I won't be able to fix my car for probably 6 years. I won't get any retribution at all. And I was just like, eh. I'm like, that should give you guys indication onto where I am with things and how things just keep going. On the plus side, I did get some new tattoos, which I'm really excited about. Everybody knows that I have a big love for Poppy's Playtime. You can be mad about Chapter 5. Genuinely don't care. I love that franchise. It's so cool and dark and wicked. And my favorite character is Catnap from Chapter 3. So I got him tattooed on my ankle with the red smoke. Very cute. Very excited. You guys will never see a picture of it, though, because it's on my leg and we're not doing that. But I also got some hand tattoos. So you guys have seen the trend where moms go and they get like their children or one if they have like the youngest child to like hold their hand, and then each little symbol is where their fingers touch. So it's super meaningful. I didn't know if I was going to be a hand tattoo kind of gal, but it's very cute, and it's very meaningful. Anyway, so just trying to stay positive. The world is a shit show right now. And it can be really difficult to stay informed and not feel like you're losing your damn mind. So I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm doing things that bring me joy. And sometimes that means not content, unfortunately. Sorry, but it does. It means playing a game where I get to play as a dinosaur with my partner for hours on end until I can't keep my eyes open anymore. It means drinking 2 energy drinks in the same day instead of 1. It means going to get a new tattoo. It means putting purple in my hair. It means all these things, laying in bed and not doing anything. And I just think that that's important, because I think if we're not doing things to take care of ourselves right now, the struggle is going to be even harder. And it's so hard to give yourself grace. And y'all, I know it is, but it's also really important that you find a way to give yourself grace, because this is some crazy shit we're living through right now. Y'all seen the price of gas lately? It's only going to get worse. We're only in year 2. What are we doing? Y'all did this. Ugh. Not y'all, but y'all, you know what I mean. Anyway, on the plus side, we do have some cool stuff coming up in April, some cool interview things and some really fun conversations coming down the pipeline. If you've not seen this month's Influential Horror, Brandon from Terrorific Podcast was on. It was an absolute blast. He had 3 of his 5 movies had never been on the channel for the series before, which was incredible to talk about. He's very insightful, very humorous. And it was just really cool to hear about his kind of journey falling in love with horror. So go check that out if you haven't. You guys, in June, we're going to start opening nominations for Sacred Crypt Awards again. It's already almost time. I've barely recovered from the last one. So be prepared for that. I also have a demo I'm trying to work through, but it's hard to play games and record like in my house sometimes. So I haven't been able to finish it, but I've got a majority of it done. I think I'm really close to the end. I'm hoping to be able to finish maybe on Wednesday. And then I'll get that posted. It's for a very Silent Hill-esque horror game called Be Crowned. You can play the demo for free on Steam if you're interested. The developer is really cool and it's on Instagram. So they love to interact and see people talking about their game. And ultimately, I think if you love Silent Hill, I think you're probably going to really like this. So I'm excited to see. It's very weird and very cool so far. So more to come on that. But anyway, thanks for listening to my long rant about why I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. It's just exhausting, man. It's exhausting. It doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to matter like how hard you fight for peace. You can never have it in all aspects of your life. Anybody else ever feel that way? I also learned that for anybody who doesn't know, if you don't have red tattoos, like if you've never had red is like, there's this thing called the red effect where when you get red tattoos or red in your tattoos, like there's like almost like an allergic reaction because the chemical makeup of red for tattoo ink is different than like any other color. So my catnap has red smoke. He's on fire. Like he's so frustrated. They don't even see what you do. They just walk out and start yelling out stuff. I have no idea what I was saying. It's crazy though. Like, what? Anyway, so for anyone wondering, my home life is great. It has nothing to do with anything. Anyway. All right. Oh, that's what I was saying. So my tattoo is super inflamed because I got red smoke and I didn't know that was a thing. And I've never had a leg tattoo. This is my first one. So I didn't like put on shorts when I got home. So now it's like super irritated. So I'm going to go clean that up. I bought myself some second skin to put on it. So it'll help with the healing process. And then we're going to move on with our day. But I just want to take a time out and just be very honest about the fact I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. This is not, I don't get paid to do this. This is not full time. I don't have the time that I would like, I don't get to prioritize this the way that I would like. And I think it's important to acknowledge that. And also that fact that like, it's not because I don't want to prioritize it. It's just because real life just isn't like that right now. You have the power to change it if you watch all our stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing better than some of, I don't know. A lot of people are going through a lot of different things. And what I would like to remind people is if you're a part of our community, we're here for you. Like if you need to talk or if you are feeling something that, something I said resonates or you just need to get something off your chest, whatever it is, like, we're here for you. All we have anymore is each other. We sure as hell don't have a government. I don't know what that is, but it's not a government. And so all we have is each other to keep encouraging each other, to keep building each other up, to keep loving each other and supporting each other. And that's all I've ever wanted to do with anything related to voices. And so when I'm sitting here, I'm like, y'all, I'm fucking tired. I'm so tired. Anyway, I will leave with this. Things are hard right now. And the things that you're feeling and experiencing are valid. And don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay? Okay, especially no man in a specific position at your job. Anyway, I appreciate you guys listening. For those of you who made it this far, there is some really fun stuff coming. I haven't figured out quite how I want to manage it yet because I already struggle to get stuff done as it is, but I'd really like to do a cryptid react series. Where I post maybe on socials and ask people like what type of cryptids they're interested in and then do reaction videos to those things being found or talked about. I think that could be really fun. I'm just trying to think of some fun things. Coffee Crypt will be back soon. Norin is also kind of going through it right now. So we just do what we can. And that's all I have for this one. So thanks for listening to me complain and whine for 20 minutes. I appreciate it. And, that's all I have. Found Footage Friday is take 2. I don't remember if he told me which one he's doing, but take 2 for this week. Go check out Brandon's Influential Horror from Terrific podcast. And yeah, that's all I have for this one. So
It's just one thing.
okay. Oh, okay. All right. That's all I have for this one. So hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Keep your head held high. Reach out to people when you need somebody to talk to. And just know you're not alone. And we love you.